How's it going, everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac, and I'm here with a very special video. As in, it's not special at all because it's just a normal video. But I'm here to talk about a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. Even though the other two were Marvel movies, but they're not Sony movies, is all I'm trying to say. This is a Captain America movie. To be exact, the third Captain America movie, known as Captain America Civil War. And this is the first movie that Spider-Man himself shows up in. Like Tom Hollands Spider-Man. So technically he's been in 4 movies. Well, not technically, he has been in 4 movies, like 4 Marvel movies. Well, actually, not even 4. He's been in 6. Yeah, never mind. Hold on. He's been in 6. And this is where I start talking about those two. And I don't even need to watch or rewatch what's it called? Infinity War or Endgame because I already know like it I'll talk about that when I make the other video, but I never watched Captain America Civil War. I remember being in high school, or not, excuse me, being in middle school when it was coming out, and all my friends were talking about it. I was like, yo, Spider-Man in the MCU, and they're like, yeah, it's never happened before. The Sam Raimi and the Andrew Garfield stuff wasn't the MCU. So this could mean that Spider-Man could get his own trilogy or his own movies or something like that. Since they made a deal with Sony, like they could use him. And so I'm just like, yo, that'd be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. And next thing you know, 2017 comes around, and they do it. They drop Homecoming. But when this movie was coming out, this was all we knew of Spider-Man, like in terms of Tom Holland. So seeing him here was really cool. It was really really cool. But before I talk about the Spider-Man influence, I need to talk about the movie first. Like overall, what do I think of it? Since this is my first Captain America movie, and this was his third and final Captain America movie. So it's definitely a lot to say, right? But let me start with the score. The score I find inoffensive. I don't remember it at all. The only score I can remember from any Avengers or Marvel movie is the Avengers like theme. The that thing where it's like mad iconic. Like you can see it in the Endgame trailer, Infinity War trailer, all that. You can find it there. But the score, I do not remember it. If you told me, oh, this was in Civil War, I would not be able to tell you like, oh wow, that's crazy. I don't remember it. But the score, it's fine. It's serviceable. It does what it does. I am no musician by any sense of the word. I just don't remember much of the music in movies because I'm not really paying attention to much of it. But I do have to mention it because after the Venom scene in Spider-Man 3, the Sam Raimi one, I need to talk about it from this point forward. But the score, it's alright, nothing crazy. And next is what is next? Now I think about it. Let's go with the story. Let's go with the story next. The story was interesting, right? The story was definitely interesting because after watching The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I was like, dang, I need something right now. That didn't feel satisfying. I didn't really like that story too much. Because to me, that movie was made by the characters. I really liked the characters. But the story was alright. Nothing crazy. Here, I really enjoyed it because, it was simple. The Avengers have caused a lot of damage to citizens. A lot of people have died because of the Avengers. Property damage and all that. Cities destroyed. Like, to some people, the Avengers do less good than, or do more bad than good. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's exemplified by the fact that, like, in the beginning, you have the whole scene. I don't remember what the country was called, but they're in there, and some people died because an explosion happened in the building that they couldn't stop. And people are just like, man, sometimes it's just like, do the Avengers even help anymore? Like, they're heroes, but they've done a lot of good. But does it really matter when people still die? Like that type of thing. And obviously, like we know, like the Avengers do good. The Avengers do a lot of good. And being a hero comes with its cost. You can't save everybody. It's the job that the role that you take when you become a superhero. When you have the power to change something and you try to. You can't save everybody. But one thing's for certain is that if you weren't there, more people would have died, for sure. More people would have died. Ultron would have won. Whoever they fought in the first Avengers movie would have won. Thanos would have erased half the population and been chilling. Well, not even erase. He did erase, but nobody would have stopped him and brought everybody back. Is what I'm trying to say. So superheroes are definitely needed in a universe like this. So it's a complex topic, right? It's really a complex topic when you're a normal guy versus when you're a superhero. It's different stances because you have different perspectives and you've seen different things. But you know, there's two sides to it now. There's Tony, who takes the side of, all right, the Avengers shouldn't be its own independent private organization. It should be run by the government. We're superheroes and we try to do our best, but we should only show up when we need to. And that's deemed by like the UN and the government and all that. And Captain America, on the other hand, Steve Rogers is like, okay, I don't think we should do this. I feel like we need to show up regardless of whether we're needed or not. Because look at all the threats and all that, like it's not right to sign this bill. And so now you have two sides. And meanwhile, you also have the Captain America subplot as well, with Bucky and a dude from Slovakia. This whole subplot about Bucky being brainwashed by Hydra and all that, like a while ago, and it coming back. You have that going on as well. So while Civil War is happening, Captain America is still being Captain America. So you have Captain America, Bucky, or Winter Soldier, I guess. You have Sam, who's Hawk, um, whatever, Falcon. There you go, Falcon. You have Falcon. You have Scarlet Witch. You have Ant-Man, Scott Lang. You also have, well, yeah, that's them on Captain America side, on Cap side, and on Iron Man side, Tony's side, you have him. You have Spider-Man, Tom Holland's first appearance. You have Black Panther, um, Black Widow. You have, what's this dude's name? Vision, Rhodey, as in War Machine, and who else? I think it's everybody. Oh no. Hawkeye was on Captain America side as well. I forgot to mention that. Captain America had Hawkeye on him as well. That's mostly everybody. So those are the sides that you're taking, and with all that going on, their Captain America side is branded as fugitives, and when they meet up again is for the big finale, like the big clash, or not the finale, but the big clash. They start fighting. It's a really cool scene. I'll talk about my favorite scenes later. It was a really cool scene. Then Bucky and Cap have a escape plan to go stop the guy who was brainwashing Bucky. They go there by plane. Tony comes back. He learns that Cap was right. Something is going on, and they need to stop it. And so Tony goes alone after Sam or Falcon tells him that, and they meet up. Tony finds out that Bucky killed his parents, and now beef is on sight. The truce is over. And the main bad guy isn't even the main bad guy in this. Like, it's it's definitely hard to say who is the main bad guy. I guess since it is a Captain America movie, the antagonist, not the main bad guy, excuse me. The antagonist is Tony Stark. And it's super cool. It's super cool. Super cool scene, like in the fight when Bucky and Cap were fighting Tony, all that stuff going on. It was a dope scene. I really enjoyed it. And on the other hand, you have Black Panther, who's looking for Bucky because he thinks that Bucky killed his dad. Ah, in the meeting that they were gonna have over the agreement, the documents that the Avengers are gonna sign to sign away their rights to the UN. And so he's going after Bucky as well, but he finds out it really wasn't Bucky. It was the bad guy that didn't work with Hydra, but more like he he was a Slovakian person in one of the battles that the Avengers fought, and his family died in it, and he wanted to get revenge, and it consumed him. And now he finds out, yeah, this was the guy that killed my father, but I'm not gonna let rage consume me like it did for you. It's just perpetuating a cycle. So you're gonna live. You're gonna live for the crimes that you committed. God rest his soul, Chadwick Boseman. My goodness, I still forget that he's dead. Crazy. But yeah, so he's alive. He goes to prison. Uh, Bucky and Captain America win against Iron Man, and Cap leaves the shield with Tony. They leave. Tony leaves, and at the end of the movie, the Avengers basically split up. The Avengers are no more. You have Tony at Avengers Tower, and he gets a letter from Cap. He's just like, listen, I know after everything that was said and done, you can always count on me, no matter what. I will always view you as a friend. So if anything happens, call me, and I will be there. And that's the end of the movie. And then the after credit scene is Spider-Man showing like Homecoming is coming soon, saying Spider-Man will return. I have no doubt in my mind when that caption showed up saying Spider-Man will return, the movie theater went nuts. I have no reservation in my mind that that's what happened, because that got me hype, and I already knew that was happening. That and it already did happen, but that got me so hype. It was crazy. Such a sick scene. But you know that's the basic summary of the plot. And now it's time for the characters, right? Who do I think had the stronger side? Like, as in, like, the one I enjoyed the most. Honestly, Cap's side to me was the better side. I liked Cap's side a lot. Hawkeye was great. Wanda was alright. Bucky and Falcon, their relationship is hilarious considering how it develops later on and other stuff. Okay. Oh, Avengers Endgame, their own show that they have. It's cool, you know. It's funny to see it here. But Cap definitely had to me the cooler side. Like, as in, I enjoyed watching them more. While Tony had great people like him. Oh, I forgot to mention, Ant-Man, Scott Lang. He was also pretty cool. He was around WandaVision's level, but at this, or excuse me, Wanda, Scarlet Witch. There you go. That's her name, not WandaVision. That's the name of the show. Alright. And you have Scott Lang himself. I gotta watch his movies. I'm planning to at some point, because I just remember all the craziness that was going on in those movies, like hearing about it. I gotta watch them because they sound so cool. But yeah, Cap had the cooler side. Tony, on the other hand, had himself. He had Black Panther, uh, Spider-Man, Black Widow, Vision, and Rhodey. Now, I will say Black Widow, Tony, Black Panther, and Spider-Man were my favorites from that side. I don't think I can say they're better than Cap's side, which hurts, right? Because Iron Man and Spider-Man on the same team, you would think I would go for them immediately, but their ideals to me just like, mm, nah, I don't really agree. But I do understand both sides. I do understand, but my choice would go to Cap, honestly. And Black Widow is an example of that. She definitely would go with Cap, even though she knows like Tony's kind of right. But characters, overall, I enjoyed the characters. Most of the time, though, because it's a Captain America movie, you get Captain America. And usually I resided in the camp of like, oh, Captain America's corny, you just got a shield. Nah, he's cool. Captain America's cool. There's no reason for me to dislike him just because I think he's boring. I think he's cooler now because of what I saw in the cinematic universe. Captain America's pretty sick. But characters aside, now we have the I guess fights and scenes. If they correlate. So scenes, favorite scenes honestly really boil down to the fights and the interactions with Spider-Man, alongside like the interactions between Bucky and what's his name, Falcon, Hawkeye showing back up again. Like there was some nice scenes, but most of the time when this movie was fighting, the setup in the beginning was just exposition, obviously, because you need to set up like the divide, building it. But most of my favorite scenes were the fights, and there were a lot of them, so I can definitely talk about them. My favorite fight was definitely not the Clash, but Captain America and Bucky versus Iron Man. I really enjoyed that movie. It's so weird fighting a friend that you know for so long, fighting them because of a disagreement, and coming to blows and almost killing each other. Like, it was such a fire, grudgy, like, no holds barred, so one of us may die here type of match. Because a lot of people have a lot at stake. You know, Tony, seeing that Bucky killed his parents, is furious. He's upset. Cap, seeing that Tony's trying to kill Bucky, while also trying to stop the other guys. Like, we need to move the world. Like, he's going to do something. And it's honestly, it's super sick. Like, I can say for sure that I enjoyed that final fight more than the clash at the airport. But was the clash at the airport bad? Good heavens, no, it was not bad. It was not bad at all. I love seeing Spider-Man show up, grab Cap's shield, and he just like starts nerding out because like, yo, I just met Captain America. Like, it was so dope. The fights were great. Spider-Man versus Captain America, Iron Man versus Cap, or excuse me, Bucky and Falcon versus Spider-Man, Hawkeye versus Black Widow, Wanda versus Black Widow, Hawkeye versus Black Panther, uh, Ant-Man versus everybody. It was super dope. It was super dope. I enjoyed the airplane scene a lot, but because of the final fight, I can't say it's my favorite. The final fight is my favorite for sure, and that's just like, I even know what else to say about it. It was just too good. It was too good. Um, Overall though, like the story was alright. It definitely did its job, but the beginning, the exposition, kind of a little like, man, I'm kind of bored right now. But not in a way like the Endgame exposition was, because an hour and 30 minutes of that movie was just exposition. But I didn't find it as boring as it was in the other one in Civil War. Not that it detracts like a lot of points from the movie. It's just it's a minor nitpick turned into like an issue for me a little bit, but not like a huge detractor. It did not bring down the movie by a lot. It brought it down by like a point or two. But overall, though, if I had to say this movie, if I had to give it a rating, I would give it an 7, 7 to 8 out of 10. At its best, it was an 8. At its worst, it was a 7. It was good. It was definitely good. Could it have been better? Of course. But we don't need it to be better because it's setting up. Setting up for Spider-Man, for Endgame, for a bunch of stuff. And that's really what it's all about. So, next, I'll probably be going through the Spider-Man movies, like I said, going through all of them, seeing what I think about them now after like a couple months, making a video on those three movies, and then finally making a video on the Spider-Man themselves. One final thing to end off the videos. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for watching as always. This has been Captain America Civil War. I'm Infamous Isaac, and, you know, I'll see you all next time when I make a video on Spider-Man, the home, whatever series that Marvel did. But yeah, I'll check y'all out. Peace.